So it's a crime novel set in contemporary Dublin, and it kind of brings together the worlds of business, politics and organised crime. It's a story about a woman called Gina Rafferty, and on the same night 2 members of her family are found dead, and one supposedly in a car accident and the other is murdered. And there doesn't seem to be a connection between the 2 deaths, but she feels that there has to be for various reasons, and she investigates this and pushes quite hard, asks a lot of questions, and comes up against a brick wall. And really the book is about it's about lies, it's about political power, it's about the power of money. And Gina is a character who is very determined to find out what happened. She won't take no for an answer, and this gets her into quite a bit of trouble throughout the book. There are also characters there's a political character, a government minister, there's a property dealer, and all of these characters are brought together in the book. The property dealer is building a 48-storey office block along the docklands of Dublin, and a lot of the mystery at the heart of the story is about the construction of this building, and Gina gradually gets closer and closer to this as the story progresses. The central character is Gina Rafferty, and she's not a detective, she's not a police, it's not a police procedural story, she's not a detective, she's not a private investigator, but in a sense she takes on that role just by asking questions. And I just thought it was interesting to pursue that, because she actually says at one point in the book, how do private detectives do this? How do they find out information? She says, how does a biographer put together the pieces of someone's life? She finds it quite mysterious because she's finding it very hard to get answers and to put these things together. And I just thought it was interesting that just to have an ordinary person in the traditional role of a detective without being a detective. And that's how I decided to develop Gina. And I think in terms of crime fiction, the character of a city can be very important in a book. This book, Winterland, is about crime and politics and business and all of these elements which go together in the running and the making of a city. So yeah, I think the location is very important. When I started the book, the boom was still pretty much in full swing, because the change to bust was very sudden, especially in Ireland. It was literally overnight. And I kind of had to change some elements of the book. But in a sense, the book is still about the city and what happens to a city in times of boom and then in times of bust, things that develop from that. I didn't consciously want to address the issue of the economy. It's not a State of the Nation book, but those things came out naturally in dealing with the stories of people who are involved in politics and, as I say, politics and business and crime.